All right, third period. This is chapter 2, lesson 4, how differences build up over time. So we're still looking at the idea of evolution and how natural selection drives that process of species changing due to the environment that they live in changing, or them moving to a new environment and having to be able to adapt or live successfully and reproduce successfully in that environment. So it's a busy lesson. Hold on tight. In the first part, I want you to think about evolutionary time. You are going to launch the sorting tool activity, evolutionary time. This will help you better understand how time is investigated through a timeline. So you are going to go ahead and click on that link. Wait for it to load. Woo, okay. On here, you have different events in the history of Earth's existence. It says the first card is that the first mammals evolved 200 million years ago. So then you need to look on here in their little squares, and you're going to place them where you think they belong. Please notice that on this timeline, you have today on the far right, and then 5 billion years ago on the far left. So Earth formed about 4.6 billion years ago. So you're going to put these in order. They do tell you the time at the bottom of the card, so pay very close attention to whether it says millions of years or billions of years. And keep in mind that billion is bigger than million. So keep that in mind. You will take a screenshot of that and then upload it. Oh, that's the wrong lesson. We just did that one. And upload it to here, okay? I also just realized one of the parts of this is redundant, so I'll delete it. But not right now because I'm already making the video. This one you won't see. This one you won't see. Here we go. This one you'll see. On this one, you're going to take the cards that are given to you on the side, and you're going to indicate whether you think that this change happened in a short period of time relative to the other cards that you are given. So card number 1, structural change, and if you need to make it bigger to see it, please do so. This one shows time point, first living thing. So the image you see there is a single cell, okay? And then time point 2 is the earliest mammals. So if you think that took a long time, you keep it on the left. If you don't think that that took very long and that was probably a shorter event that happened, then you put it to the right where it says the shortest event. This is weird because the timeline you just did had furthest time and past on the left and most recent on the right, and now this one's flip-flopped, so be careful with that. So look at those carefully and decide, how long do you think that change took? How long did it take, for example, we're mammals, how long did it take to go from a single solitary cell, which you're made up of billions of cells, by the way, trillions of cells actually. How long did it take to go from one single cell to, now we have mammals? That's cool. Okay, so that's how you're going to do that card sort. And then the last part of this lesson, you are going to compare giraffe structures with structures of a species that lived a very long time ago. Your investigation question is, how did the descendant species from a common ancestor become very different from one another? And then you will go to the simulation. I'm going to have to re-add the link for the simulation, apparently. There it is. I'll take care of that. So you're going to go to the simulation, and then the directions say, press the tree button in the top view. So here's my, I do all fossils. Wait, did it say go to mammals? Vertebrate mode. Vertebrates. That'll help us narrow it down, that we won't have all of those non-backboned creatures in there. Tree view. And then you're going to compare the giraffe and the Elamerex. So you've got to find the giraffe. Go down to vertebrates, go down to mammals, and you need to find your giraffe and your Elamerex. Where's the Elamerex? There it is. So click on that study button so that you can see it. Check out the appearance and the structures. So this guy and the giraffe they have a common ancestor, okay? And that's what you're going to be comparing. So compare the giraffe with the Elamerex, and then compare the giraffe with the Ancythogeus. Yes, I do enjoy destroying these names on a regular basis and pretending that I know what I'm talking about. I do know what I'm talking about, okay? All right, here's the other one. What? What? That's going to be a crazy comparison. So make sure you look at the exhibit, which shows you a fossil. Look at the appearance. So this is the scientist's rendition based on evidence that we have, what they look like. Make sure you read the information because that would be helpful. And then also look at the shared structures, which we've been doing for a while now. Okay? And then you have a question to answer at the bottom. The giraffe is much more different from blank than it is from blank because. All right, and you've got some little green cards on the side. Talk about where the Elamerex lived. Talk about where the Ancythogeus lived. And then that should help you with the comparison. So this does need to be turned in by the end of the day for attendance. Do the best you can. If your timeline's messed up a little bit, that's okay. That gives us a place to have a discussion about it later. So I'm not terribly concerned.